Has Oklahoma done enough on offense to secure Joe Jon Finley's job? We'll discuss coming up next here on Locked On Sooners.
You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
If only Halloween were multiple days out of the year when we can get you coming back with the Bane mask on another episode.
You want to be invited to the dark.
This has been fast. Bane is my favorite character of the Dark Knight series. This is just an aside here.
Actually, he's my favorite as well.
Yeah, it's my
totally
on that. We might disagree on alternate uniforms and all blacks, but at least we can agree on Bane. So there's that. So got some good mailbag questions that came in this week. If you've got a question you'd like to have featured here on Locked On Sooners, drop it in YouTube, DM us on Twitter or X at Locked On Sooners. You can also email us, lockedonsooners@gmail.com as well, or you can hit us up on one of our personal accounts, Jay at Unfair Sports, myself at John 9 Williams, and we will feature your mailbag question. So the first one comes from Lewis in the DFW. He says, has Joe Jon Finley shown enough to earn the offensive coordinator job, Jay?
Absolutely not. That job is open for the next man to come and take from him. We not giving nobody no jobs nowadays. Everybody's auditioning. People that are auditioning for the job are auditioning at their current jobs right now. Yeah. I will tell you this. I have heard from reliable people that a lot of people have inquired about this job. And the reason that they've inquired about this job is because Oklahoma is very good about springboarding offensive coordinators into head coaching jobs. Saw Jeff Lebby come here and have a top 10 offense 2 years in a row. What happened? He's at Mississippi State. Got an SEC job, too. So we know that those that are going to come in, they understand that this job will get you somewhere else. That is what everybody's going to take advantage of. So expect us to make sure that this bad boy is open for everybody.
Yeah, I expect that they're going to do a big nationwide search. They're going to turn over every rock, look under every corner, and figure out where is going to be the best fit. And listen, there's reasons why good offensive coordinators would want to come to Oklahoma. Jackson Arnold, Michael Hawkins, a plethora of wide receiver talent that will be healthy next year and probably coming back. One of the best offensive line developers in college football in Bill Beatenbow. And you're Oklahoma, you're within a 3-hour drive of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. It's going to give you a good recruiting boost. You've got a coaching staff that recruits the Southeast very, very well. Yes. Depending on who you retain on the offensive side of the ball, you recruit Texas very well if you keep Emmett Jones around. For DeMarco Murray, you recruit the West Coast very well if you keep him around. So there's reasons why. Think of a big-time offensive coordinator, whether it's Stein up at Oregon or Kotonecki at Penn State, or Craddock at Tulane, whoever you want to throw out there, Dan Mullen, the former Florida Gators and Mississippi State head coach. There's a lot of reasons why somebody might want to come to Oklahoma. And again, there's only one Oklahoma. Second question here, Jay. How much will this season affect Oklahoma's recruiting in 2025, 2026, and we can even go deeper to 2027?
I'm just going to say it's not. I mean, we've already seen tweets from recruits saying, I ain't worried about this. Ryan Fogier just tweeted out that this ain't scaring none of us. We're ready for this competition. We're ready to go out there and play. Same thing with Michael Fasusi. He said the same thing. Oh, no, we good. We good around here. And I think those players recognize that, no, coming into SEC is going to be a challenge, and they're ready to play in it. They're ready to see what it looks like. Plus, they understand the team is young. As they come in, the maturity is going to grow, and they'll be able to learn from each other and continue to push forward. Hell, they may have the opportunity to take somebody's job, and that's actually what gets recruits excited. You get telling me I got a chance to play as a young player in the SEC if I figure this out early? Shoot, yeah, sign me up. Because then they know that that's going to get them nothing but exposure. If there's anything to understand, if you are playing in the SEC, it don't matter if your team sucks or not. You're going to get looked at to go to the pros because you're able to compete in the SEC. Dude, I'm telling you, we've historically laughed at Ole Miss and Mississippi State, right? I was in Oxford watching the game. They showed the video reel of all the players that are in the NFL. They got a lot of dudes in the NFL right now. Yeah. And those teams weren't good at NFL-wise. Patrick Willis has gone to the Hall of Fame, and he was there being honored. So you're seeing a bunch of dudes that you're like, man, I forgot they had these guys. Wait. Did y'all know that DK Metcalf and AJ Brown was on the exact same roster at the exact same time at Ole Miss, and they went like 5-7?
Yeah, nuts.
I'm just saying.
Absolutely nuts.
Playing in the SEC gets you looked at for the league. That's all that matters. So most of these recruits are looking at that like, oh, I'll gladly go there.
Yeah. Yeah. The only concern would be teams like Texas, Alabama, Georgia, LSU coming in and swooping somebody out from underneath your nose. It made me so happy to see Ryan Foje's tweet. That's been a dude that I have just absolutely been ecstatic about since he committed to Oklahoma. The guy just is one of those guys you can build an offensive line around. He can play left or right tackle. He can be a big time player for you for 3-4 years before going off to the NFL and being a big time offensive tackle at the NFL level. I don't think there's any concern. Yes, you're going to have some turnover on offense, but I think guys that are committed on the offensive side of the ball aren't strictly committed to a coordinator. I don't think they're strictly committed to a system. I think they're committed to Oklahoma. You know, they know that they know that they know that they know that they want to play for Brent Venables. And Brent Venables, it was very frank in his press conference, you know, that if guys aren't interested in being a part of Oklahoma because of some valleys that they're currently going through right now, he's happy to escort them and help them find somewhere else to go because, or maybe not help them find them, but help them not be a part of Oklahoma because he wants dudes that are ready to go through the muck and the mire and come out on the other side of it even better than what they were before. So yeah, I'm not concerned about it. Again, Kevin Sperry's still committed. Jaden O'Neal out of the 2026 class is still committed. You got your quarterbacks, especially given the roller coaster nature of the quarterback situation this year.
Yes.
You could see how a player might waffle a little bit on their commitment, seeing how the quarterback's been handled, developed, whatever. That hasn't happened, at least not publicly. And so I think that's a good sign for where Oklahoma's headed in the future. And I think there should not be any reason for concern moving forward. Oklahoma's going to recruit well.
Let me add to that, because I talked to Jaden O'Neal's dad in his camp, and they told me, they're like, no, we're committed. I mean, we understand the Seth situation, and we saw that coming. We're still committed to Oklahoma. We trust that Brent Venables is going to bring in a coordinator that's going to work great with the skill set that Jaden O'Neal has, and so they're sticking around, and they are good. They are locked in and everything. And he's a 26. So if your 26 quarterback is still locked in because they trust what the head coach is doing, I think I'm going to follow along. And so the only thing we need to do now is get a good offensive coordinator to leverage the talent of all four of those quarterbacks, from Jackson Arnold, Michael Hawkins, Kevin Sperry to Jaden O'Neal, and make sure that we can blow it out the water. That's all we got to do.
Yeah. And special thanks to Jake from Eastern Oklahoma for sending us that question as well about the recruiting. And yeah, I think it's going to be fine. Oklahoma's recruiting well. They're going to continue to recruit well under Brent Venables. And that's going to do it for today's episode of Locked On Sooners. Thanks so much for tuning in, being a part of the show. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're free and available on all podcast platforms and on YouTube. So hit that notification bell and that subscribe button to let you know when new episodes drop. Go follow Jay at Unfair Sports, myself at John 9 Williams. The show is at Locked On Sooners on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and is it Twitter? That's the one. There you go. All the social media platforms, we are available. So again, send us your questions. We'll feature them here on the show as well. Have a happy Halloween, a safe Halloween, and enjoy those Reese's peanut butter cups, and send all the Smarties to your kids because they don't know any better anyway. That's going to do it. Until next time, he's Jay Smith. I'm John Williams. Boomer.
Sooner.